After we sit there for about a minute, I realize that water is coming under the door. The door's closed, the window's up. There's water literally getting into the car from under the door seal. Hello, welcome back to Maintainer's Garage. I'm Bags. Today I'm going to tell you a story about mine and my buddy Bill's 2015 One Lap of America experience. If you don't know what One Lap of America is, it started off as the Cannonball Run, and Brock Yates Sr., God rest his soul, decided to try to make it more sensible and legal. So what it became was a 7-day event where you drive thousands of miles overall, and you end up doing tracks each day. So for example, you start today, you do a track, you drive 300 to 500 miles, you sleep, wake up, do your track event, drive another 300 to 500 miles, sleep, wake up, do your track event, etc., etc. So in 2014, me and my buddy Bill decided to do the 2015 One Lap of America. So prepped my car, which was a 2000 fixed roof coupe C5 Corvette, and got it all prepped up, and the time came, we loaded up and headed to South Bend, Indiana, where Tire Rack is, and that's where One Lap of America starts. So we get up there on Friday, and you start a little bit of registration, stickering up your car and things like that, meeting other competitors. And then, go to sleep, wake up. It's Saturday is the official start, so you go down to Tire Rack headquarters and do some tech and some things there, and then you end up doing a wet skid pad. So as soon as there's a ranking order, so as soon as you go and you're done for the day, you can head to your next destination. So when Bill and I were finished, we headed down to Mid-America Motorsports Park. We drove there, got there, went to sleep, woke up, did that first session of the day, and then you have a break, and then you do a second session of the day. The second session of the day, as soon as we're done, load the car back up, which we're towing a trailer as well, and head out. Well, down the road a few hours, Bill wakes me up because the car's having a problem, and we lose power. So I end up on the shoulder of the interstate. And one great thing about one lappers, if they see you pulled over on the side of the road, they pull over to help. It's a competition, but it's all teamwork and camaraderie. Great people, great community, car people, great in general. So, big shout out to Team Corn Fed, Bill and Scott, and Team Extended Lateral Motorsports, Seth and Brian. They stopped, and they were with us the longest. They went and got us a gas can, give us some gas, because just in case we might have been out of gas. The gas tank wasn't working, and that didn't work. So we sent all the one-lappers on their way, and Bill and I were just waiting on a tow truck. And we're in Kearney, Nebraska. So it's about 6 o'clock on a Sunday. So this black pickup truck pulls up behind us. Guy gets out and introduces himself. He's Marv. He's a Corvette owner, local Corvette club member. He knows what One Lap of America is, and he wants to help. Well, Marv used to run the Kearney Tire and Wheel Shop, and he knows the current manager, so he calls him. And he says, yeah, we got a shop that'll take your car and your trailer. So the tow truck shows up, and God bless this young man. He was really young, like he was probably 20, 22. He loaded my Corvette up on that flatbed like a champ. Didn't scrape the front end or nothing. Well done, young man. I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but big shout out, thank you. And so they get us, we get towed to Kearney Tire and Wheel. The manager meets us there, 6 p.m. on a Sunday, and we offload the car, put the trailer in the corner. He says, hey, we'll get to work on it Monday. Marv tells us to jump in his truck. He's going to, take us around and get us checked into a hotel. So we get checked into the hotel. Monday morning comes. Marv shows up to the hotel, says, hey, let's go check on your car. And we go down to Kearney Tire and Wheel, and they've been playing with it, and they found that the C5 jet pump in the fuel tank, the C5 has two, a left and a right, they're fuel bags, but they're almost like saddlebags. And there's a main pump, and then there's this jet pump, which is kind of like a Venturi effect pump. And it's clogged. It's a common problem apparently on C5s, and basically we had the adoption of, hey, you can press on, you don't have to fix it, but you just have to basically, when you get below half a tank of gas, you got to fill up the car, or we could have them fix it. And if they fix it, they can have the part first thing in the morning. So we're like, okay, let's fix it. So they ordered the part from GM, and we went back to the hotel and drowned our sorrows in tasty adult beverages. So Tuesday, God bless Marv again, shows back up to the hotel, picks me and Bill up, head down there. Well, there's a problem. GM didn't get the part delivered to GM, the local GM dealership. So we spend about an hour trying to find out if they can do anything. They can't. Well, we find out the part's in Omaha, Nebraska, which is about, give or take, 150 miles away. Bill and I are like, F it, we're driving. We're going to go rent a car, we'll pick the part up, we'll bring it back. Well, Marv won't have that. Marv says, hey, take my truck. It's Tuesday, I met Marv on Sunday, Marv's now giving me his truck. Clearly he doesn't understand what kind of a lunatic I am when behind the wheel. But God bless him, great guy. So we took him up on his offer, dropped Marv at home, headed to Omaha, got the part, headed back, and God bless the guys at Kearney Tire and Wheel. They said, hey, we're going to fix your car, we'll stay late to fix it. So they finished up about 5 or 6 o'clock on that Tuesday. Bill and I were fortunate enough to meet Marv's beautiful, lovely wife and some of their Corvette Club members. And then when Kearney Tire and Wheel were finished with the car, we gave them a huge thank you and loaded up. And Bill and I started our, give or take, 650-mile trek to Crescent Motorsports Park. Because one-lappers were headed to Colorado when Bill and I broke down. So they had a couple events and a couple nights in Colorado, then they were going to Texas. So Bill and I had to catch back up. So we're headed to Crescent. Bill and I had a conversation, and basically the goal was, when we were leaving Kearney, was we were going to attempt to drive straight through from Kearney down to Crescent. Now mind you, it's about 6 o'clock in the evening on Tuesday. Bill and I have been up since, about 8 o'clock that morning. So we're in for a long night, but hey, that's just what one lap is. You do a lot of driving while the passenger sleeps in the passenger seat, and then you swap. So Bill and I head out, and I take the first shift. Bill takes a nap. When I'm tired, I wake Bill up, and then I take a nap. Well, Bill wakes me up sometime in the wee hours of the morning, approximately 2 a.m., and it is just raining cats and dogs, and we're in Oklahoma. And he's like, man, it's bad. He's like, I can't drive anymore. And Bill's been straddling the white dotted line because that's how bad the rain is, and we've been driving about 45 miles an hour for about an hour, apparently. That's what Bill was telling me. So Bill pulls over, we swap out, I get my bearings together, I start driving, Bill goes to sleep. Well, I'm not doing any better. I'm straddling the white line doing 45 miles an hour, and this is a 4-lane divided road, and it's wee hours of the morning, nobody's out there, so it's safe, but again, we're not making any real fast progress. So the rain continues. We finally start getting into Texas, and the rain starts letting up, so I'm able to get back up to normal speed. Well, we finally get into Crescent. Well, we originally hoped we'd get to Crescent about 4 a.m., maybe 5 a.m. and get an hour or two of sleep. Well, it's now like 7:30 in the morning. So Bill and I pull in. We both take a little 20-30 minute nap, and then the one-lapper starts showing up, which was really nice because, they start coming up, hey, we missed you in Colorado, and again, great group of people. So Bill and I do our stints at the motorsports park there, and it's a different type of day. We have some drag racing to do as well. So we head from Crescent up to the drag strip in about an hour or so away and hit that. So while we're there, people are talking about supposedly this bad weather in Oklahoma. Well, we just came through Oklahoma and had some bad weather, but apparently, it's Tornado Alley, so it's being predicted tonight they're going to have some bad weather, so it's already a discussion. Well, people are talking about it, so people, as soon as they get the opportunity, that they're leaving. We're getting out of here because we're headed to Hallett Motorsports Park. So again, it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we're on the road. And we headed up and get out of Texas, get into Oklahoma, and again the rain, here it comes, and the interstate starts backing up. So Bill and I take the choice, say, hey, we get off, hit the old GPS, let's find an alternate route. We get off, we're in Norman, Oklahoma. So now we're driving through the back roads of Norman trying to find an alternate route. And I mean, it's just raining cats and dogs. It's just crazy. And, you know, we're just slowly but surely working our way through this town. And we notice there's a lot of power outages. Lights are out, street lights are out. There's a lot of power outages. So we end up behind this 18-wheeler at this one particular red light. And we start to move. And then all of a sudden, we're coming to a stop. So after we sit there for about a minute, I realize that water is coming under the door. The door's closed. The window's up. There's water literally getting into the car from under the door seal. And it's like, holy crap, Bill, we got to do something. So we can see this gas station up on the left that has power, and we're like, all right, we're going to get into there. So we try to go around the big rig slowly, safely as possible. And as we make the turn to turn into the gas station, there's a dip in the road. We didn't know that because there was a lot of water in the road. The water starts coming over the hood of the Vet. And it's really serious. It's freaking serious. The engine stalls. Tried to start it. It won't start. Well, now it's time to abandon ship because we're in a pretty fast-moving river that's now on the side of the road. So I just tell Bill, hey man, let's get out. So we get out. We stand up, and I know I just chopped my head off in the video frame. We're in water this deep. So as soon as we open the doors, the floodwaters flooded the inside of the Vet. But hey, it is what it is. We grab a couple things, trudge into, you know, out of a thigh-deep water up to the gas station. Well, all the people in the gas station, and what I mean by all is, that gas station is a known high spot. So they had about 30 cars parked everywhere in it. They all saw this. This is a common occurrence in Oklahoma. I didn't know that. Bill didn't know that. So we're looking at our flooded car with all these people, and it's just like, holy shit, that just happened. Well, you know, the rain stops. Water starts subsiding. We understand what happened now. In front of the 18-wheeler that was stopped, there was a Cadillac SRX. They ended up falling into a manhole. The manhole cover, the water backed up so much it moved the cover off, so there was a hole. They drove into it. They couldn't see it. There was that much water. So when they fell into when one of their tires dropped into the hole, the 18-wheeler had nowhere to go. Bill and I had nowhere to go. Corvette's, you know, that high off the ground, it just bad luck. But I'm telling you, Oklahoma got rocked that night. I mean, there was Oklahoma City got rocked. They had multiple tornadoes. Some people died. So Bill and I had it bad, but we did not have it bad at all. And I always try to remember that because there was a lot of people that had it much worse off. So now Bill and I are trying to figure out what are we going to do. Well, the first thing to do is get another tow truck. So get another tow truck. Another great guy. Lovely tow truck driver. He drove us around Norman, Oklahoma until we found a hotel. Well, when you don't have power, you can't check into a hotel. And there were a couple hotels that lost exterior walls due to the tornadoes. That took about 45 minutes. So, sir, I'm sorry I forget your name, but God bless you for helping me and my buddy Bill get a hotel. So we get checked into the hotel. We get showered up. I mean, we're just mentally, physically exhausted. Remember, we just drove the previous night all the way from Nebraska down to Texas, and now we just got caught up in this craziness. So Bill and I fall asleep. Wake up, we start exploring our options. We're trying to get back with One Lap, who are in Hallett. We're having a problem getting a rental car because of all the hail and storms. They don't rent cars that have cracked windshields. So now we're exploring buying a car. Well, that's just not going to work either. So we finally end up getting a rental car. It's about midday now, and it's a Chrysler 300C. Let me tell you, that thing was like a luxurious hotel. It was beautiful on the inside, spacious. Bill and I didn't know what to do compared to the confines of our Corvette. So we decided again earlier, hey, we're not going to be able to continue One Lap. So we just decided to drive home. So we drive to Memphis, Tennessee, spend the night, then drive down to Atlanta. Well, I left my car, obviously, and my trailer in Norman, Oklahoma. And, you know, I didn't know what to do. Well, again, another one-lapper, Team Shaky Dog 2.0, Chris and Eric. Chris specifically calls me, or I'm sorry, Facebook messages me and says, hey man, if you need some help, I can help. I'm in Norman. And I said, dude, if you can get my trailer, that'd be great. Well, Chris got my trailer and stored it for a couple months. No charge. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Team Shaky Dog. Again, one lappers are great, car people are great. The amount of generosity that Bill and I experienced on this adventure was, it really reminded us that there's a lot of good human beings out there. So anyway, now I'm trying to figure out, how do I get my trailer back? Do I drive there? What do I do? Do I ship it? Well, a coworker of mine, Mason Potter, is from that area. He works with me in Atlanta. He's going back home. He's got a truck. Hey, Mason, you mind? Mason says, I'll pick your trailer up. So a few more weeks go by, Mason heads home, visits his family for the week, comes back, my trailer makes it back. Thanks, Mason, I appreciate it. So 3-4 months later, I ended up back with my trailer, and I lost the car, but I got a lot of great memories, and Bill and I never got injured, and there's, a lot of people can't say that. So, we had a great 2015 one lap experience. It was shitty, it was great, it was shitty, it was great, but when you really look at it overall, experiencing that many good people, I lost a car. That was a great experience. So anyway, that's our one lap experience, and I'll say this much: one lap is an incredible event. If you're a car person, you definitely need to try to do it one day. Thanks for watching Maintainer's Garage. Have a great day.